Hi everyone, it's Keira and welcome to my final tail end race review of the 2020 season for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Now, I don't know about you, but this race was very boring for me. I don't know what I'm saying, was it for you? Because we all know it was for everybody. It was a very boring race. But regardless, I'm here to do my final tail end race review for the season. I'm going to be talking you through my key points. I'm going to be talking you through my predictions I made from last week for this week and just stuff like that. So before I get into the video, if you do enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to my channel down below. But yeah, let's just get started. So obviously, normally I will pick out my key points for the race. However, I don't have many points, so I'm just going to talk about anything really. So I think we should firstly talk about the first lap. Honestly, this was the cleanest first lap I have ever seen. Like, I cannot think of a lap that was that clean. Verstappen had a great start. Valtteri actually did have a good start, but then just didn't have anywhere to go and then kind of had a little bit of a swapper on out of turn one, so that's kind of why he didn't go anywhere. Apart from that, everyone just stayed still. Lando had a good start, Carlos had a good start, but honestly, I think it was the top 8 that just stayed in position. Like, literally, they didn't change. Like, nothing changed. And then, but like between P10 and like to the bottom, there was only like 1 or 2 places difference. Like, people had swapped. It was literally clean. In the first 10 laps or so, Alex Albon was, I think he must have been running P5. He was really struggling to get past Lando Norris, and I was thinking, oh my god, what are you doing? I was really worried for Alex because obviously he needs to show what he's worth. And he just really couldn't get past Lando, and I was like, oh my god, Alex, you need to go a little bit faster. He was cool on the radio, like, Lando is definitely over driving. He's going to be doing more than one stop. Obviously he wasn't, but Alex, I don't know. I feel like Alex keeps coming on the radio giving these excuses like, oh, Lando must be over driving. Like, why? That's why he's so much faster than me. And it's just so frustrating because it's like, Alex, you just need to go and send it. You need to do something to get past this man. But eventually he did get past him and was running in P4 for literally like the rest of the race. But lap 10 was heartbreak. It was heartbreak. To see Sergio Perez's engine blow up again is actually disgusting. Like, that's the only word I can think of, is disgusting. This literally only happened a couple of weeks ago. It's so annoying because it's a Mercedes engine. Think how there's like 6 cars on the grid that have a Mercedes engine. Why is it always Checo's? It's as if Lawrence Stroll has literally paid some sort of it's like he's literally paid the engine to blow up. It's like he's paid somebody to blow up Checo's. Like, he's paid off, basically what I'm trying to say is he's paid off somebody somewhere for Lances to stay put. Obviously that hasn't happened, but it's just like, why is it Checo? Why is it always Checo? Very annoying, very upsetting. You could actually see, and I literally did start welling up because I really wanted him to have a good last race with the team, or even within Formula 1 for next year. I think he's quite confident he's going to have a seat for 2022. But it was just heartbreak. You could see him on the steering wheel, like, no, bashing the steering wheel, getting out, so upset. And it's just like, what can this man do to get some luck? But nevertheless, he is still in P4 for the championship. I just think that's amazing. How many DNFs he's had? He missed 2 races to have COVID and he still came out P4 in the championship. What a man. What a man. Now, this VSC on lap 10 actually turned into a safety car like the lap later, because the car that he had, well, where he had parked his car, was not retrievable by the marshals. It couldn't just, slide out like some of them can. So we got a full safety car. And also it was the fact that there were oil on the track, but by then everyone had already done their pit stops. A lot of them done it the lap before under the virtual safety car. So yeah, unfortunately Sergio Perez did have a transmission issue, which meant that he didn't finish the race. But apart from that, he was our only retirement. Everyone was very clean today. Now, I think the whole race we were trying to look at the battle for P3 in the Constructors' Championship. Obviously, we had Lance Stroll that was very struggling today, to be honest with you. He was kind of P8, P9 for a lot of the race. Obviously, Checo was out. We had the Renaults. Daniel Ricciardo was on an amazing strategy today. He actually didn't pit under the virtual safety car, so he went right up to like 5th or something. And then when he did eventually pit later in the race, he came out 7th, and he actually got the fastest lap, which is really good. So that was good for Renault. I think Esteban eventually got Lance on the last lap, so we were watching that. Obviously, the McLarens were running side by side next to each other in 5th and 6th. So the whole time, I think the whole race, especially for me, I was really trying to watch and see what the McLarens, what the racing point, because Checo wasn't there, and what the Renaults were doing, because I really wanted to see what they were doing. And I think that is one thing that's really good about that graphic with AWS, is that you can see like the live, I think it's AWS, unless it's just a Formula 1 graphic, I don't know. You can see the live timings, and McLaren were quite comfortable with getting that P3 in the championship. So that's great. McLaren have secured that now, and they're going to have a little bit extra money next year. Honestly, McLaren are going to be so good next year. Imagine the extra money for a start, and the Mercedes engine. Oh my god, I'm so excited. But other than that, I have absolutely nothing else to say about the race. It was very boring. I just sat there the whole time like, I have nothing to comment on. I have nothing to say. This is just boring. We got through it in the end. There were some good overtakes. Pierre Gasly was doing some good overtakes. Charles Leclerc was doing some stuff, you know, people were overtaking each other in little places, but other than that, nothing happened apart from the final like 3 laps where Alex Albon all of a sudden just picked up this pace out of nowhere. Obviously the Mercedes were struggling today, they've been struggling all weekend, but Alex Albon picked it up in the last couple of laps, but it was like 5 laps too late. If he had maybe 10 laps to go to the end, I feel like it would have been a lot better, but the fact that he just, you know, started gaining like over a second a lap on Lewis Hamilton, but it was like lap 53 or something, we had like 2 laps left, it was way too late for Alex to even try and attempt to overtake Lewis. So that would have been really good if we maybe had like 60, 65 laps. I definitely feel like that would have been a fight that we could have watched and we could have had entertainment from. But other than that, nothing else happened in the race. My driver of the day is probably Max Verstappen. I think he done everything right today, but also a big shout out to Daniel Ricciardo. I think Renault got the strategy right today and he also got the fastest lap, as I mentioned. So yeah, overall, it was a really boring race, but great job and great day for Max Verstappen. And also Alex Albon and Red Bull. Just a good day for Red Bull. So moving on to my predictions time now. I made my predictions at the Sakhir Grand Prix for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Now, in that tail end race review, if you did watch that, I said George Russell, but if it's Lewis in the car, then it's Lewis. So whatever I said for George, it's now displaced as Lewis, because obviously we didn't know back then who was going to drive this car. Okay, so for qualifying, I predicted that Lewis Hamilton was going to get pole position, Valtteri Bottas was going to be in P2, and Max Verstappen was going to be in P3. Now, it was literally the other way around. It was Max Verstappen who got pole position, Valtteri Bottas in P2, and Lewis Hamilton in P3. Again, I thought it was going to be them 3, as I think we have all thought the whole season. For the race, I said Lewis Hamilton is going to win, Valtteri Bottas is going to be P2, and Sergio Perez is going to be P3. I'm so upset. Obviously, Checo didn't even finish. It was actually Max Verstappen who won the race, Valtteri Bottas in P2, and Lewis Hamilton in P3. So they literally retained their positions from qualifying. Wow, interesting. For fastest lap, I predicted it would be Lewis Hamilton. I kind of thought he would do a full whammy, but it was actually Daniel Ricciardo. It was literally Max until like the final, I don't know if it was on the final lap or the penultimate lap, but Daniel Ricciardo nicked that, which was amazing. And to retire first, I said Sebastian Vettel. I think I just thought he would absolutely end his Ferrari career in the worst way possible. But it was actually Sergio Perez that I'm still so gutted. But yeah, that's all I have to say for the race today. I just want to say a massive thank you to every single one of you who has followed my channel, and more specifically my tail end race reviews. I have loved doing race reviews after every race for all races of this season. Is this 17? Have we done 17 races this year? I don't even know, but I have done a tail end race review for every single one of those races. I feel I've improved so much. I've got into such a flow of what I want to be doing in these race reviews. They are coming off really well. Everyone is really enjoying them. So I just want to say a massive thank you for that. Be sure that I will be back for even more content in 2021 with like race reviews and things like that. I'm hopefully going to be able to do them. And I've still got a couple more videos coming out in 2020. Don't think this is the last one. I've got a good 3 or 4 videos coming out this week, so please stick around for those. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you very much for following my journey. And thank you F1 for an amazing 2020 season. Obviously it's been difficult for so many people. It's just been a crazy year, but I think F1 has delivered in 2020 and I think we've all enjoyed it. So thanks again for watching, like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.